What's going on, Vape Nation? Job 131 Vapes is back, and today we are doing a review on the Cigreen Colonial Mod clone. This is the gunmetal finish, and as you can see, I'm in a different location. This is gonna be the winter location because it's starting to get cold. So don't mind the mess. I will be cleaning it up a bit so it's a little bit cleaner, but as it is, we'll go to the zoomed in view, take a look at this Colonial mech or mod from Cigreen, and go over it piece by piece. After that, we'll vape it and I'll tell you what I like and what I don't like, so please keep watching. Alright, so we are back, and this is the zoomed in view for the Cigreen Colonial Mod. This is the gunmetal gray, I guess. And so this is the box it comes in. I guess Cigreen changing it up a little bit. No smoking if you're under 18. And again, Cigreen logos on all the sides. So again, this is a mock unboxing. So you take it out of the package. This is what you get. You get your Colonial clone from Cigreen. Not bad, I gotta say. This flat gunmetal finish is pretty nice as far as the look, and again, it's very light because it is aluminum. So we'll take it apart and I'll go over it piece by piece. So first we'll start with your top cap. There you go. As you can see, aluminum, gunmetal gray paint, I guess, on it. It's a copper 510 pin. That's alright, pretty smooth, very short. See the Delrin right there. So the bigger one, obviously, it's for your atomizer, you adjust that. And the smaller one, you adjust it for battery rattle. Seems to work alright. Haven't really had any problems with it. But yeah, that is your top cap. Very kind of plain in this thing, but it obviously functions. Next you have your tube section. The button is kind of in there, but tube is very light, like I said, aluminum. As you can see over here, the Mad Industries, I believe, logo. It's nice. Its engraving's pretty deep. And it's painted over, I guess, from this gray gunmetal. Switch, it's obviously indented. It seems to function very nicely. I haven't had any issues with it. But yeah, as you can see, possibly that's a copper pin as well. I don't know if I really want to take this switch out. I haven't had any problems, but just to show you guys. Let's take it apart. I'll give it a try. Alright, so you have your mid section, and as you can see, you have your Mad Industries logo right there. Engraving's pretty nice. It's fairly deep, but I mean, it's kind of stealthy because of the finish. And nice gunmetal gray. As you can see, I've dropped it or scratched it. So the finish isn't really, I guess, the thickest, but you can see I've got a slight blemish right there. But it seems to hold up. I'd probably put in some kind of pocket or what have you. Now I did take the switch out for you guys. This is the bottom, as you can see, and there's a venting hole right there. So inside you have your copper pin. This one's actually a bit patinaed, but I cleaned that up before I put it in there. Let me see if you can see that. Yeah, so it's a bit patinaed. I'm going to clean that up before I put the switch back together. And then finally you have your spring, your aluminum, and your aluminum button, which is curved in. So to put it back together, probably the easiest way would be to drop this guy in and hope that it goes. There you go. Grab your screwdriver, Now I didn't want to take this apart, but I did it for you guys, so just keep that in mind. And then you just kind of work it and put it back. Probably gonna have to do this off camera because I can't see anything, plus I want to clean that contact, but you get the idea. So just bear with me a moment. Alright, so I got the switch back in. That was actually a little bit harder than I thought, but as you can see, like I said, I like it, it's not bad. You can also see on the edging that the finish is slightly, that gunmetal is starting to come off. But we'll talk about that in a bit. So yeah, that's basically it. 18650 battery only, guys. But yeah, that is your Colonial Mod clone from Cigreen. So after this, we'll go to the other view, and I'll vape it, and I'll tell you what I like and what I don't like. So stick around. Alright, so we're back. That was a zoomed in view for the Colonial Mech or Colonial Mod from Cigreen. It's a clone. What I like about this, first of all, it's super light. I mean, it's made out of aluminum. I didn't think it would make that much of a difference compared to like copper or the stainless steel, but it's crazy light. It's insane. Secondly, what I like the switch, even though at times it's a bit awkward for me to actually push. Trying to figure out like kind of my hand position, because I feel like I'm doing like a Cali claw. So, but I mean, I think this is the most natural position for me, as I have it over here. But yeah, I like it. Switch is nice, the throw is nice. I love the color. Gunmetal finish is pretty nice. And it's a simple mod, or a simple mech, and it hits pretty hard considering it's aluminum. But the copper contacts, that's always a plus. So I mean that probably has something to do with the fact that it hits pretty decent. Now what I don't like, first thing, because it's a mech of this type where the button's kind of in there and there's no room to move or anything like that. I don't know if you can see it, but I do have a bit of a gap, a slight, very tiny gap with this Cigreen tugboat. Other drippers and stuff will probably have more or less of a gap, even with the adjustment. But I mean, it's right now I think it looks okay. I don't think it's that bad. But it may be, it's definitely a negative, because I don't think it'll fit every dripper out there without having a gap, right? I mean, there might be a gap, somewhat of a gap, little gap or no gap, but the fact that some drippers will have gaps and some won't, that's kind of whack. But, and what can you do? Now, other than that, finish, I kind of wish, like I've only had this for about 2 weeks. I've been using it, pretty solid for about a week. I'm getting some scratches in the paint and stuff, and I didn't think it would scratch that easy, but I mean, it's not as much as I would have thought it would be. Does that make sense? Well, as it is, I mean, the finish I would say is probably a bit of a negative. I wish it was a bit stronger. That's pretty much what I'm saying. But overall, would I buy this? Well, obviously, I bought it. I picked it up for $35 from my boy Kamiri 101 or Kamiri Vapes. I checked their Facebook or on whackedoutesig.ca. Yeah, I picked it up. I think it's worth it for $35 Canadian. It's not bad, just to have this. Truthfully, I mean, I think the real one's like $110 US or $100 US. And the copper, I think they're coming out with a copper one for $125. This is. The clone's nice. For $35, it's good. But for the price for an authentic, for $125, you may want to pick that one up instead. I mean, just shell out the extra cash. I'm not saying anything's wrong with this one. It's just that, for me, the price range for like $100 for a mech, that's exactly what I think they're worth, like not worth, but that's what I'm willing to pay. And that one actually falls in the range. So I might actually pick up the authentic, probably the copper one, but would I buy this one? Yeah, it's definitely nice. I bought it. So yeah, I mean it's a good buy. If you're just getting in and you're experimenting and you want to try out something different, you don't want anything too heavy. This is probably a nice mech to pick up, a nice clone to pick up because it is so light and it hits pretty hard. But yeah, other than that, this is Job 131 Vape saying keep your wicks wet, and thanks for watching.